Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we are going to be discussing Call of Duty World War II at this year's E3, what we can expect, and my personal predictions. For those that don't know, this year's E3 is right around the corner. We are less than 1 week away from the official worldwide reveal of the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer, which is going to be revealed at the Sony conference, which is scheduled to begin at 6 p.m. Pacific on Monday, June 12th. And just to give you guys the entire E3 schedule, or at least a lot of the interesting parts of the E3 schedule, here it is on your screen. Keep in mind, this is all Pacific time, therefore you may need to Google a time converter to figure out what time it is for your particular region of the world, but E3 is shaping up to be pretty freaking big this year, and as most of you are aware, Call of Duty World War II's multiplayer is going to be playable there. We're going to be getting a trailer, the game is going to be playable, and chances are we're going to see some gameplay footage uploaded to YouTube by the various YouTubers that are actually going to be at the event. So what can we expect to learn at this year's E3? I think we can actually draw a lot of parallels between Call of Duty World War II and Call of Duty Black Ops 3, at least in terms of release schedule and what they're actually going to be showing at E3. So who remembers E3 2015? It was actually a pretty big year, and Black Ops 3 kind of stole the show, at least in the COD scene, because for the first time pretty much ever, at least in recent memory, they did not just show us a campaign sequence. Typically they give us a sequence of the campaign where they just kind of like show us a mission, and from there they show off the 3 Gs, guns, gadgets, and graphics, essentially. Maybe gameplay, maybe 4 Gs, I don't know. But regardless, they show off that stuff, and that's really what we get at E3. It hypes us up for the game. Black Ops 3 was different. They showed us multiplayer footage. They gave us a multiplayer trailer. They announced a multiplayer beta, and the YouTubers that were there were able to record footage. This year is going to be pretty similar to Black Ops 3. All of those things are going to be happening this year, and as a result, we are going to learn so much about Call of Duty World War II, it's going to be insane. Who remembers last year with Infinite Warfare? They were very, very tight-lipped with Infinite Warfare the entire year. I think it's partly due to the fact they knew there was going to be backlash on the setting, and so as a result, we really didn't know much about the game. The beta itself, if you can call it that, was held 2 weeks before the game even came out, which is so absurd to me. If you think about that, there is a high chance that a lot of stores around America had Infinite Warfare in their back room when the quote-unquote beta was announced and went live. Like, that was just such a terrible release schedule, such a terrible system, and hopefully Sledgehammer is going to go down the Treyarch route and show off everything at E3 in terms of multiplayer, announce a beta date. Hopefully the beta will be similar to Black Ops 3 and actually be held in August, and here's why. An August release for a beta is so perfect because it's so late in the game's development cycle that we're not getting a super buggy game that's full of problems, but at the same time, it's also early enough in the development cycle that we are actually able to give them feedback, and they're able to make changes to their game based off of that feedback, right? If you look at some of the footage here, this is of the Black Ops 3 beta. Now, there are some very subtle changes that were made to the UI and to some weapons and stuff like that, and let me know in the comments if you can point out any of those subtle changes here in this gameplay, but changes were made to Black Ops 3 based off community feedback, and I hope Call of Duty World War II is going to go down the exact same route. In terms of the gameplay we are going to be seeing at E3, here is something that you guys may not have actually known. What we saw at E3 2015 from Black Ops 3's multiplayer, that was basically an earlier build of the eventual beta that we ended up playing, right? So basically, you look at all the maps, all the guns, type in Black Ops 3 E3 on YouTube, watch the gameplay. It is the same maps that were featured in the beta, same guns, pretty much same everything, and chances are the same is going to be true of Call of Duty World War II. So keep a close eye on everything at this year's E3, because chances are that's what you are personally going to be playing with if you choose to participate in the private beta. Now, in terms of zombies, I imagine, this is just a prediction, but I imagine they're going to give us another teaser image, or perhaps one of those short 3-second long teaser trailers. I would not expect any gameplay at E3, and here is why. They don't want to put all of their eggs in one basket and reveal everything to us at E3. They have been hyping up zombies quite a bit, so I do think it is going to be part of the show, but they're not going to give us a trailer, at least I don't think. If you look in years past, the Infinite Warfare Zombies trailer was in August, The Black Ops 3 Zombies trailer was in July, and the Black Ops 2 Zombies trailer was in September. Typically, they save that till later on in the year to continuously get us hyped all throughout the summer months until the actual release of the game in November. It's smart strategy, honestly, so chances are they're going to tease zombies, but not actually reveal the entire thing or anything like that at this year's E3. There's a rumor going around, and I have discussed this in the past, but I definitely think it's worth mentioning here, that they are going to be announcing a port of Call of Duty World War II coming to the Nintendo Switch, which is likely to be handled by Phoenix, the same people who handled the port of Black Ops 3 back to the Xbox 360 and to the PlayStation 3. That is likely to be announced at this year's E3. We know multiplayer is going to be shown off and revealed and stuff like that. Zombies is likely going to be teased. Of course, I imagine we're going to have a campaign gameplay sequence trailer of some sort, and that's basically all I predict them actually showing at this year's E3. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? What do you think they're actually going to show? There are definitely some things they are not going to be touching on. I feel as though they are definitely not going to be touching on the fact that the game seems to be a bit too politically correct for a World War II game. A lot of the pre-release promotional material kind of leans itself towards that narrative, which is not a good thing in my opinion, and a lot of people are definitely taking great issue with that. I mean, here are actually some different pieces of concept art that you guys maybe haven't seen so far, but from what we've actually seen, let's just come out and say it, they're censoring swastikas, which is something that they've been doing actually a lot throughout Call of Duty's history. I mean, the past couple of Call of Duty games that have anything to do with Germany or Nazi Germany specifically, they censor that stuff out. They replace swastikas with iron eagles or crosses and stuff like that. And I can see why they may want to do that from like a PR perspective, but we're talking about World War II. We're talking about an actual event here, a piece of history. History is meant to be learned from, and you should not try to censor history. If the game itself was made in 2082, make it as PC as you want. I mean, it's a fictional game. I understand that Call of Duty is fictional, but the source material for this game is an actual event. And just to kind of bring this up here, for those that don't know, today is the 73rd anniversary of D-Day. There was nothing politically correct about what happened on those beaches that day. Absolutely nothing, but they're not trying to censor that, but they are trying to censor symbols and stuff like that because it may be offensive to certain governments or certain people, and it's a big fiasco. It really is. Chances are they're not going to comment on that at this year's E3, but I welcome them to. I certainly hope they do, and I think a lot of people would like some answers regarding that as well. But ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much all I had for you guys here in this video. E3 2017 is shaping up to be pretty freaking awesome, as it is every year. I mean, E3 typically does not disappoint. So many great announcements, not even just for Call of Duty, but gaming in general. So it's going to be pretty awesome. We are less than 1 week away, ladies and gentlemen, from the official Call of Duty World War II multiplayer reveal, and hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.